Alright guys, welcome back, Kevin's Trooper channel. If you guys have been keeping up with the videos lately, this is a holder for the speaker. And so what I'm going to do today is I am going to attempt to glue this back together with some JB WELD. And so should be able to put that right back, put some JB WELD on it, it'll be as good as new. Whenever I was doing my timing chain, part of the timing cover, the timing belt cover had a big crack in it, just like this, and I put this JB WELD on it, and it did. I mean, it was stronger than the rest of the plastic. So this should work. Alright, if you guys have been keeping up with the videos, my window regulator had came loose on the Trooper. And as I was taking the door panel off, the speaker retainer had broken off. Well, it broke off in one part as I was taking it off, which wasn't a big deal. But then putting it back on, it broke off in two parts. And I could put it on with one screw, but I just don't want it to rattle. So I've had really good luck with this JB WELD. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some JB WELD on this, and we're going to see if we can get this thing back the way it's supposed to be here. Now, I would like to have some way, before I get started, to hold these pieces on. I would like some way to hold these pieces on, and so the idea that I came up with was possibly using a rubber band if it's not going to be too much. It might be too much. Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, so my next thought is to use my little soldering holder. Now, anytime you're doing a project like this, you want to get everything ready and figured out before you mix your epoxy up. Now, this one is really going to need something to help hold it because it doesn't really want to stay. This side seemed to be a little bit better at staying in place just by holding it there. Yeah, I may have to just hold it. I may be able to turn it up this way and just let gravity help. Now, the other thing that I've learned by trying to do something like this is don't try to do them both at once. Do one, get it set, then work with the other one. It's already hard to get it right, much less if you start trying to do them both. So we're going to mix 50-50. And you don't need much of this. I'm going to do the hardest one first. That stuff smells so good. Awesome, it's staying. And I'm hoping by holding it straight up and down like this, I'm hoping that gravity will just help it stay right there. And resist the urge to mess with it. Once you stick it on there, it is what it is. All right, it's going to be close enough. Don't try to adjust it. All right, guys, we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and see how it is. Might do a little sanding, whip out the Dremel, and then we'll do the other one. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. So what I've done so far is I've got this one attached, and I just recently put this one on, and I'm letting it dry now. And what I think I'm going to do is, it's going to take a lot longer to do it this way, but I think I'm going to go back and fill this in with some extra JB Weld after I'm all done with it. I got this one pretty good. It has a pretty good beat of JB Weld, but this one I did not. I didn't quite get enough on the sides. You can see there how the sides don't have a whole lot on it. And so I think I'm going to go back and fill this in some with some JB Weld, just to try to get a little bit more strength to this. That's going to delay me putting my door back together a little while longer. But yeah, it doesn't feel too strong, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I need something a little bit better to put this on with. Alright, so we're back. And I got something a little bit better to put this on with. I was looking for something like a little popsicle stick or something like that. I'll put a little bit more this time because I'm actually just going to be coating around both sides. Because I'm afraid if this thing were to ever break again, it might be really, really hard to get it back together here. Yeah, this is definitely not strong enough. I'm actually bending it right now. So that definitely would not have worked good enough to ever hold this thing in place. Now something more like that will do a better job. Oh, come on. Dang it. You know, I didn't realize that the JB Weld I got was the dry overnight version. You know, I think they make a quick dry version that, now this side right here is super strong. It's a lot better. I think I'm going to leave it right where it's at. There. Just stay right there, you. All right, this is what we got. So, I'm going to let that set up. And we should be pretty good. And I am, on second thought, going to put a little bit on this other side. I mean, why not? It's going to dry. It's going to have to set up anyway. It's not going to make any difference if I put some more on it or not. It can only get stronger, right? Doesn't really make any sense not to. Except I have to be careful that I don't mess up the piece that's trying to come loose up there. Kind of have to make like a little plastic bridge between the two separated parts. These little sticks worked really good. That's what I'm using. Some kind of little cocktail toothpick that was in the bar area. I think I'll be moving those out to the garage. I'm always needing like a little stick to do something like this with. They're going to be coming out here in the garage. All right, guys. I'm going to leave well enough alone. Here we go. So I'm going to let that dry. And then I can start putting all this back together. And we will have this thing back rolling. And I'm going to let that dry, and we'll be right back. There it is, guys. My JB Weld repair is in place. No more cracks. It's not a dry 100% yet, but it was dry enough to go ahead and put in place. It'll finish hardening there. Like I said earlier, I'm very impatient. I was ready to get this thing put back together. All right, let's move forward. That's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you joining me.